Hello, beautiful and amazing people. This is Veronica, and I want to give a big shout out to Higher Self for running my videos, helping me get my message out so I could do my part in this ascension and a great awakening. Now, I'd promised to make a video on the birth of the soul, and so that is what I'm doing right now. It's birth of a soul, aspects of Source Creator. And I learned this very important lesson. It took years for my oversoul to download this information into me, because you have to have the eyes to see and the ears to hear. Everything can't be dumped at you at once because you just won't get it. And so it's little by little for you to finally get it. So I made you some little visual aids here. Before I start, I do want to make a disclaimer. This is my journey. I was asked to share this journey by my oversoul. Okay? This is how I was shown things to be. So this is like my truth. If it does not resonate with you, please go find someone that does resonate with you, that could help you on your journey. I was told to share my journey because I was shown and told there are plenty of people out there who will resonate with what I'm going through. Okay? That being said, okay, let's talk about how souls come to be. I made a little visual aid here, and I picked particular pictures to make certain points, and I'll go through them all. Okay? Now, there are different souls. Souls are birthed. God, Source Creator, birthed himself, herself in a plethora of ways. Okay? And the way it was explained to me is they're aspects of Soul Creator. Okay? We all represent aspects of Soul Creator. Every soul is an aspect of Source Creator. Father, Mother, God, Source Creator, whatever you want to call it, him. I refer to God, Father, Mother, I say Father, Mother, God, or I say Source Creator. Okay, so Source Creator or Universe has many aspects, and we are those many aspects of Source Creator. And our souls are the aspects of Source Creator. Now, our souls are made up of 1 aspect, 10 aspects, 50 aspects of Source Creator. Okay? And there are different types of souls, the way it was shown to me. When I was first awakening, my first awakening episode was a total existential crisis, where I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning just freaking out, feeling like the world was sinking in on me. It literally came out of the blue, and I was like, what am I? But I've always had that question in my head since I was a child, because I always knew I was different. And plus what I was going through growing up, the abuse that I was going through when I was growing up, and how I was reacting to it, I realized it was very different. I was very different, and the abilities and skills I had were very different. And I would actually have to hide myself and be like, and act like I didn't know how to do things, or lie and say, oh yeah, I went to school, that's how I know how to do it, which I didn't. Okay. So I was always wondering, what the heck am I? Because I always felt different. And once when I had my awakening, the first soul aspect, my first soul aspect that came to me was Lakshmi. I did not know who Lakshmi was. She was an apparition. She was right over me, and I was like, holy crap, who are you? And I'm sure plenty of you have had this experience. They speak to you telepathically. You hear the voice that's in your head, and it's telepathic. You don't see any mouths moving or anything. So she told me who she was. and then how it went to me, how each of my soul aspects made themselves known to me, is that they would come to me during meditation or in the middle of the night. Sometimes me parking my car and ready to go out to work, and all of a sudden I have that heaviness that comes over me, and I'm literally knocked unconscious in my car. And bam, here's the soul aspect introducing itself, like, yeah, hey, here, I'm another part of you, and shows how I'm a part, they're part of me. And my last soul aspect was a divine male aspect, who came to me just a couple of months ago. That was the final one. So that's why I'm able to share this information of how souls are created, because I finally completed the cycle, and I'm one. Once I make it through 4D, I'm at the Eye of Needle, as you know. Us Forerunners are. We're right there. And by October, I know my exact date when I step through, I will have incorporated my entire Oversoul. I'm going to make a separate video explaining the different stages of incorporating your soul, your Oversoul. It starts off with the ego, which is 3D. Then 4D is your higher self. Then 5D. By the time you hit 5D, you've incorporated all of your Oversoul. So I'm going to go into detail on that. But back to this. So the two different types of souls that are here now on planet Earth, that is what I'm addressing. The souls, the different types of soul groups that are here on planet Earth are, number one, Earth souls. And Earth souls are birthed directly from Mother Gaia. That is why I have that picture there of a pregnant divine female form, and her belly is the Earth. That represents Mother Gaia. And the two souls that Mother Gaia produces are human souls and elemental souls and animal souls. Now, the human soul, the picture I picked for the human soul, as you could see, I picked a female. It's male and female, of course. And she is covered in greenery, and she's holding the earth in her hand. And the reason why I absolutely love that picture is because the way it was explained to me, everything I'm explaining is the way it was explained to me, is because Earth humans, Earth souls, are here, they're birthed to care for Gaia. They're here to care for the elementals. They're here to care for the earth itself, for the water, for the trees, for the plants. And the trees and the plants and the water, they're of Gaia. They're actually part of her. It's like saying, you know, looking at the human body, and your hair is growing out of your head. Of course, your nails are growing out of your fingers and toes, and that's part of your body. Think of the trees and the grass and the flowers and the water as part of Gaia's body. That's all coming out of her, part of her. And she gave birth to the souls, to the human souls, the elemental souls, and the animal souls, which live upon her and in her. Okay? And the human soul, or the keepers of the other souls. It's a responsibility. Not the masters, like certain books say that human souls are, therefore they could rule and do whatever they want. No, we're not the rulers of this earth. We're the keepers of this earth, not the rulers. That ruler mentality is ego and 3D. That is a 3D construct when it comes to rulers. Okay? Moving on. You have the fairies, and I picked that little fairy picture, the little white fairy picture, because that's the closest that it looked when I was shown what a fairy soul looked like. So you got the fairies, you have the gnomes and things that are like that, mystical animals like unicorns, dolphins also fall under that, and so do octopus and squid. They're very intelligent beings, which is why I don't eat them. I actually used to eat octopus and squid. I used to love it, so she was my thing. And last year it was made very clear to me in a vision not to eat them. That's me, okay? Mermaids are elementals. And then you have that little demon looking thing on top, which is a jinn. Jinn. You find them in the Quran, and they're marginalized in Western society. But they fall under the elementals. They're not the nicest elementals. They're not nice at all. But they also are referred to in the non-Islamic way as demons. That's what we call demons in the Western world. And also they're called demons in Asia also. But in Islam, in the Islamic tradition, they're called jinns. They're part of the elementals also. And the other group of souls that are here right now for this great awakening time are the star seeds. Now, different groups of star seeds are called angel souls. Their angel souls are made up of angels. It could be one aspect of an angel, or it could be several aspects of different angels. Okay, as a healer, as an energy healer, and someone that is here incarnated, one of my main jobs, quote unquote, to do while I'm here on Earth as a starseed is to help awaken other forerunners. To trigger them. I'm a big time trigger for forerunners and also for the collective. I'm a trigger. And I do it through energy. So I have had the pleasure of meeting several angel souls, and it's really cool when I'm doing energy healing, energy work, and their soul, because I connect directly with the person's soul. That's part of my medical intuitive thing. I connect with their soul, and their soul guides me and tells me what's going on. And the first time I encountered an angel soul was actually my own son. When I found out I was pregnant with him, to say the least, I was upset because I was in the middle of divorcing my husband, who's a narcissist. And I was like, how is this possible? I used the condom. I don't recall the condom breaking. Not to get, not to give TMI, but, that's what happened. And my biggest thing was also, I did not like men at the time. As in, I was very angry towards men. I associate all men with being like my husband and being like my uncles, I didn't like men. I really had this anger towards men, and I had a spirit, and I don't know if it was angel or what. Back then, I was not awakened. I was in my 20s, and I was told, you're going to have a son. I was like, oh heck no! I don't want to bring another male into this earth. No, no, no. And I said, if I'm pregnant, I'll have an abortion. But then by the time I found out I was pregnant, I was already in my second trimester. So I was like, no way. I'm going to end up having this kid. And it was a boy. And I was so angry. I broke lamps. I broke furniture. I threw open bottles of nail polish at my ex-husband's head because I was that upset. And then after I had him, it was like, all of a sudden, the minute I touched him, it was like, oh my goodness, he's my angel. And then later on, my son's soul came to me in his true form, in his angelic form, and said, I was one of your guardian angels. And he showed me him watching me, and he said, you're going the wrong way. And I said, why are you here? Why would you even come to this earth plane? It's terrible here. And he said, I had to, because you were going in the wrong direction. And it's actually all connected to my whole twin flame thing. I was rejecting that. And he had to come to help soften he said, I'm here to soften your heart, his exact words. I am here to soften your heart. Because if my heart wasn't softened by him, I I would never reconnect with my twin flame and never accomplish what I'm down here to do. And it blew me away. And I have encountered several other angel souls during my healing practice. Just last week I encountered an angel soul, and a large fragment of her soul she was a warrior angel, and a large fragment of her soul was from Archangel Michael. And it was really cool, and I helped awaken her, and she was like, oh my God, I used to have dreams of Archangel Michael and other angels, and I would see myself like this. And also another soul aspect of hers was Joan of Arc. And Joan of Arc is also an angel soul, a warrior angel soul. And I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about this, because whenever I talk and think about it, the sensations come all over me all over again. I still feel them. So she was like, and I always, since I was a child, I always dreamt of Joan of Arc. I used to pretend I was Joan of Arc. I said, because she's one of your soul aspects. So that was really cool. Another starseed soul type is a master soul. Master souls are made up of ascended masters. I am a master soul, and my picture's down there. I'm the one smelling the red fruit. And those are all my soul aspects. I have 13 of them. And I was told that the number was 13. And when James the Lesser, he was one of the apostles. And the way they have it in the Bible, he was son of whatever, of Mary and some other person. But the way it was shown to me when he came and spoke to me was that he was actually Jesus' half-brother. And he was an Essene priest. And I always knew I was an Essene priest. I didn't know who. I used to see myself there doing rituals, and I would see Jesus next to me in these rituals, doing these things and praying, but I had no idea who I was, that soul aspect of me was, until last month when he finally came to me and told me that my whole story as an Essene priest, and solidified the whole thing for me. So those are all my soul aspects. Master soul aspects, a lot of us are the blue rays. A lot of blue rays are master soul aspects. The majority of us are master soul aspects. As you can see, mine are all female except for James, St. James. But I'm very balanced in my masculine and feminine. I came in that way. In fact, actually, I was almost too masculine. I had to soften up. But that is the master soul aspect. And you have soul's birth of the cosmos. And that was finally explained to me recently also, soul's birth of the cosmos. As you can see the photograph I picked, the planets, the other planets outside of Earth, or even the sun, is the sun, or different suns like Sirius. And I know there's people who call themselves Palladian star seeds, Arcturian star seeds. Those are soul's birth of the cosmos. And they're aspects of those planetary bodies. And they're the ones who feel very close to the earth itself, because they're made of the same stuff, basically. Like, let's put it this way, like, someone whose soul is birth of the cosmos, Gaia is like their sister. Is their sister, not like. Gaia is their sister. Let's say they're from the same soul family. Let's put it that way. When I was going through my Reiki training, one of the other people training with me for Reiki Mastership, she was a soul birth of the cosmos, and her soul came from Venus. And I knew it before we even became friends. And then she went for a hypnosis session, quantum hypnosis. And then she found out, we had lunch for 4 hours. And she was like, oh my God. I knew something was up. I knew I was a star seed. I didn't know where. I said, what, Venus? She goes, how'd you know? I said, I always knew. But that's where her soul is from. Now, I'm sure there are souls out there who are a mixture of all of them. or combinations, I have not come across any as of yet. I'm sure they're out there. I'm just saying I have not come across any as of yet, because the way my oversoul showed me and explained to me is that each soul is formed, especially the ones down here on earth. I'm talking specifically for what's going on down here on earth at this particular time. We were forged, that was the word, for a specific reason, the star seeds. And we're here for very specific reasons. Each of us have our duties to perform. We're here for very specific reasons, star seeds. Okay? So that is why it's shown to me as very like angel souls. You have your worry angels, you have your guardian angels. Like my granddaughter. Yes, I'm old enough to have a granddaughter. I know I don't look it, but I do have a granddaughter, a grandbaby, and she's an angel soul. And she came to me. It was she, like, her little body astral traveled, and I felt an energy next to me. I woke up and there she was, floating right next to me. She said she was getting sick and she wanted me to help energy heal her. And then I'm like, what are you? Because I knew you're something. And she's like, I'm an angel. And I knew she was, because I remember before my daughter was even pregnant, knew she was pregnant. I knew she was pregnant. And I said, oh, that little ginger redheaded baby you want is here. She's waiting for you to recognize that she's here, and you could pick her. She's standing, she's right above you. She's like, what are you talking about? She's your angel. She's your guardian angel, because you're acting stupid. So she needs to straighten you out, which is exactly it. That's what guardian angels do. Especially if you're here for a specific reason and you have something to do, you have an assignment. If you're going the wrong way, they're going to do what they have to do to get you in line, to get you back on track, especially if it's very important. And they will incarnate and take human form. They will come through you as your child, if that's what it takes. That's what it took for me. That's what it took for my daughter. So if that's what it takes, they're going to come. Okay? So that's my explanations for the birthing of a soul. Next video I'm going to make, I'm going to talk about how your soul relates to 3D, 4D, and 5D when it comes to incorporating your higher self and then your oversoul. Okay? And what I'm talking about right now when it comes to the human soul and the elemental souls, those are your basic souls. You know, those are, when it comes to the human souls right now, there are some old human souls that are here to help with the ascension and the awakening. You had your Wayne Dyers. You had your what is her name? I'm sorry, I forgot. But a great example for me is Wayne Dyer. I started watching him as a child because we didn't have cable. We had Channel 13, and my sisters and I were obsessed. So we used to watch Wayne Dyer, believe it or not, as kids. And he's a human soul. He's an older human soul who incarnated on Earth again to help us through that. But the way it was shown to me is that generation, he's part of the baby boomers, those older souls that are human souls that came to help with the ascension, they played their part and they're exiting. And it's up to the star seeds now, because things are getting hot. It's up to the star seeds, Generation X especially. It's time for us. I mean, we've already stepped up. We've been going through it. We're the first ones we're the ones who are going to be the first ones to break through, you know, this 5D thing, who's going to rip that veil, you know, in October. So, you know, that main rush of the collective can start coming in. It's not to say there aren't already some souls already on the other side that are 5D. I'm just saying, from my perspective and the way it was shown to me, is that this is crunch time, passing through the eye of needle. Come October, this wave, if that makes you feel more comfortable, of souls, awakened souls will be there to help the next wave come in, and then the next wave, and then the collective come in, everything like that. Okay, so that's my explanation. And I'm also posting my older videos from 2013, which chronicled my awakening when I was channeling. So I'm putting those, and you will see it's under Maurice Jean Lewis. My full name is Maurice Veronica Jean Lewis, and my awakened master name is Veronica Blu-ray. Veronica's my middle name, and I was told to use Veronica because Veronica means she who brings victory, and Blu-ray is because I'm a Blu-ray. That was the name I was told to use. And when I was given that name, I cried because I finally felt complete and whole. And even when I was putting these images together, I got so emotional because I finally see me. You know, it's not the me I look in the mirror. The me I look in the mirror, it's like, you know, it's not much of a reaction I get. But when I look at this diagram of my oversoul, it's like, wow, it's me, and it helps me understand me. So that's something I recommend for everyone to do, is to meditate. I get so many people writing me, it's like, how do I know who and what I am? Meditate. Go watch my video on Divine Young Souls. First video that I put out there on Divine Young Souls, I explained how I came to my awakening and started my ascension process. And it was a shock, you know, to my system and everything, and what I went through. It's good to hear and watch, because I'm sure it'll resonate with somebody out there, some folks out there, and will help somebody, you know, help them with their process, their awakening process. It's like I said, I started in 2012. And it's not like I started from ground zero. Since the age of 5, I knew I was different, that I wasn't an earth soul. I knew I had connections. Let's put it this way, I always lived between 3D and 4D. I always was in that realm, that ethereal realm. That is where most of us, the majority of us who came here as star seeds, who are here to help with the awakening ascensioning process. Well, all star seeds that are here at this time are here to help with that process. Let's get that out of the way. All of us who are here, we were birthed into that. That's where we came in. We came into that 3D, 4D mixed area. That's why we're able to connect with that realm. We're able to see and feel angels, and see and feel things, and hear things, and you know, able to, you know, be prophetic and things like that. So that's why we came in there. We didn't come only 3D, because we're not earth souls, you know. And the earth souls who are older earth souls, who've been through this earth phase many times and came back to help, they could have become masters already, and they decided to come back. Those who came back to help with the ascension process, who are original earth souls, they also came in, and that crossover region of 3D, 4D. Okay, and yeah, I just want to say, by the way, I'm in a Pisces rising, and sun sign is Pisces, ascending sign is Pisces. And thank goodness I'm a Taurus moon, which helps ground me, or I'd probably float away being all Pisces like that. So I was like, how old am I? I asked my oversoul, how old am I? Because I'm a Pisces sun and ascending. And they said, you've been around for millennia. I was like, okay. And they said, it's just too old for me to even grasp right now. So that was good enough for me to know. So, okay, any questions? Anybody needs help, feel free to write a comment and I'll get back as soon as possible. But if it's more personal, you could email me at higherrealmholistics.com. I could answer some quick questions, help you out if it's more in depth that you're looking for, more in depth help, whether it's physical or spiritual or mental. I'm a certified holistic and integrative health nurse practitioner, and I'm a Reiki master, and my first degree is also in psychology. I worked in psych, adolescent psych, that is. So you can go on my website, higherrealmholistics.com, to get more information about me, and don't forget to check out my blog, Higher Realm Holistics, and also Divine Young Souls blog also. And I have those videos, Divine Young Souls, because those are my channeled messages that came through earlier, right before I went through middle 4D into higher 4D. I had to do those channel messages. All right, so namaste. Hang in there, people. We're almost there. Love y'all. Bye.